whatever you would like, my dear. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate it. We have a few more coming in from our pre-Oneg, celebrating our incredible executive director, Amy Krulik, and wanting to wish her well in this next chapter of her life. So thank you all for joining us. We look forward to sharing Shabbat with you and to celebrating Amy and all she has brought to our congregation. We are also very fortunate to have mixed choir with us this evening.
And sisterhood.
Oh, and sisterhood. Oh, I see. There's the mechitza of the piano. Thank you. So we are going to begin with the choirs and a solo by Lynn Breslaw as we join together in singing Shabbat Shalom.
אז ימלא שחוק פינו ושוננו רינה אז יאמרו בגויים הגדיל אדוני לעשות עם מלך
We continue with the lighting of our Shabbat candles to welcome Shabbat into our hearts and into our lives, beginning on page 120. And without any further ado, we are delighted to have Charlotte Ehrenberg join us on the Bima in celebration of her becoming a bat mitzvah tomorrow morning.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lechadlik ner sheshabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
As we have welcomed Shabbat, why don't we take a moment to turn to one another, wish each other Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourself to somebody new. Well done. The choir will lead us in singing Yerushalayim Shel Zahav as we continue our ritual of lighting these tea lights that represent all of those being held captive in Gaza. And so we hope and pray that they will return home soon to their loved ones to celebrate Shabbat or Pesach, and that we can all dwell in safety and in love. So please join us as you see fit to help light our tea lights.
ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור עלה לך שירייך אני כינון ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור עלה לך שירייך
We continue together on page 127. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Page 138, we welcome the Sabbath bride singing Lecha Dodeh.
Shabbat is also the day of joy. Lecha dodi lichrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi lichrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diborech Hishmianu Ela meyuchad Adonai echad Ushemo echad Shem utiferet ve'litila Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchakim Mekor beracha merosh mikedem mesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila Lecha dodi likrat hala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5 Hitoreri kiva orech kumi uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 9 Boi v'shalom ateret balagam besimcha ubetzola tochemune am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela. We turn to page 146. We continue to bring that joy as we rise for our call to worship the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'en. Roll into dark, roll into light, light becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, light becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom balayla, golem בחושך מפני אור. Roll into dark, roll into light, light becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into night, night becomes day, day turns to night.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzifa'ot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
Ahavat olam ben Yisrael, amcha Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu v'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם בלילה, ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. We continue with the chanting of Ve'ahavta, page 154, as we are seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם נאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, and with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words which I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. These words come from the Torah, and they are included in our evening and morning prayer services, and they also guide and shape many visions for congregational education programs here and in synagogues throughout the country and throughout the world. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, words of Torah, whether you are tired or you are rested, which is the perfect segue for me to share a few words about Amy Krulik, our executive director. Throughout the evening, a number of us will be speaking about Amy, the work that she's done here, and how much we've appreciated the time that she has spent here with us as our executive director. And I'll be speaking about your role in our education programs. Amy, I got to know you a few years before you became our executive director and a colleague, because we served together on the Kehillah of Lower Merion Executive Committee. In this capacity, Amy and I developed a working relationship that involved making strategic decisions about programming and budgets. And we also got to know each other personally. When Amy began her tenure here, we continued to work closely on programming and budgets. Amy has been both mine and Mahela's direct supervisor. She has brought her expertise in organizational management to enhance both our ECE and religious school communities. Over these last 3 years, and remember that Amy began while we still had COVID restrictions and were meeting almost every week to talk about them, we examined every aspect of our religious school in order to be able to deliver the excellence our families have come to expect and deserve. And I know the same holds for our ECE program. Many of you see Amy when you walk through the doors for Shabbat services, programs, or classes, or you see her outside the building. You're greeted by her warmth, and you enjoy the spread that she takes great pride in putting together before and after. But what you haven't seen are the hours and hours and hours of work that, Amy, you do behind the scenes so that all of this could come off without a hitch. You are a guide in helping turn situations over and over about staffing, use of space, and yes, even car line. And when there is the occasional hiccup, Amy, you have been right there in person or on the phone to help us through situations, never taking an eye off the prize that we are here to serve our membership. For me, Amy, your leadership and mentorship have been invaluable. You have a way of modeling how to care for staff, plan for all situations, and support us in developing and implementing a vision for making MLRT the best Jewish community for families here on the main line. Thank you for all that you have taught me and our teaching staffs, and the care that you have given to our parents and to our students. And maybe one of these days you'll wake up in the middle of the night with a vision on how we can make Sunday Carline even more efficient, because I know it haunts our dreams, and I will eagerly await that call. Thank you for everything you have given to our families here at MLRT. We turn now in our prayer book to page 157. We'll read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאה ישראל. We turn just one page where we find the words for Hashkivenu, and we look at page 161 as our prayers for peace, for love, for friendship, for understanding. May they be answered speedily in our time. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu. והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך השכיבנו
Adonai Eloheinu,
Pick your favorite part. Let there be love and understanding among us. Shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from thy storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
At this point in our service, we ask for God's prayer of healing, healing of mind, healing of body, healing of spirit. We ask Sukkot Shlomecha, the eternal source of peace, to bring shalom, peace, and shlemut, wholeness, to those in our congregational family in need of our prayer of healing this evening. And we send this Misha Berach prayer out to all who are in need of feeling that wholeness, who are sitting here with us as well. Tonight, we pray for David ben Meir Vibatia, Chaya Sarah bat Zlata, Simcha Yehuda ben Chanasara, Andrea Albelda, Eileen Berger, Jeffrey Brodkin, Mel Claver, Stanley Cohen, Peg Collins, Gloris Dunaus, David Friedman, Perry Goldlust, Eric Jacobs, Joan Cates, Randy Lopresto, Rick Pyritz, Chana Bat-Rachel, Deborah Saltzman, Robert Silverberg, Arthur Stark, Mark Voluk, Elliot Voran, Luca Zachman. Baruch atah Adonai Rafeha Cholim, blessed is the Eternal who brings healing to those in need. The Misha Berach can be found on page 371 in your prayer book.
Misha Berach Avotenu, Makor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu, Bekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We turn back now to pages 164 and following, and we rise for tefillah. Pages 164 and following. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VeHanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, Bezocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Mageh, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim Lechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Tzomech Noflim Nerofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'al Gevurot, Ubidom Elach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umasmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata L'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yehallelu Chaselah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated as we continue together for the sanctification of this sacred day of Shabbat at the top of 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. And we, of course, have so much to be grateful for in this world. And so we join together in our blessing of gratitude on page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch Atah Adonai, HaTov Shimcha U'Lacha Na'eh Lehodot. We turn the page for our ever-needed prayer for peace. Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael. take a moment now for personal prayers and reflections. Grant us peace, your most precious gift. Give us strength to serve you in truth, and let us say Amen. Oh, say shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So Rabbi Kleinman got us started beautifully with some wonderful reflections about Amy and all she has contributed to our community. I am also delighted to invite to the Bema to share a brief word or two on behalf of the Security Committee, Ken Breyer.
In the Security Committee, we don't say much. We're like Herbert Hoover. But Amy, are you in the audience? Could you come up? I have a grant proposal in here for you to fill out before May 1st. No, really,
They haven't released it yet, so, but it's in the works. Okay.
sincerely, I wanted to say from us and everybody probably that. Hello, people at home. Glad you got to see me. I don't know where this is coming from. Before Amy got here, we were having an awfully difficult time getting things done, and we realized it was our approach. So I picked a deputy head, and he said he could handle everything better than I could, and I thought, yeah, you should try. He lasted 4 months. He was fired and never to be seen again. But when Amy got here, we started to see that it wasn't exactly and always on us. We could get things done. And the building now, you can tell by the front doors and a lot of things you can't see. And when the kids are here, there's armed police. There's been just a tremendous uptick in security. And let's face it, we, unfortunately, as Jews right now, we need it. So we will continue on that path, but I am really heartbroken about you leaving. And I usually take the Army phrase, ain't lost a man yet, can't get a better one. But with you, I don't think so, don't know. So we wanted to give you these from our own budget. And now it's your turn.
Remember those extra bollards you all wanted? They're right here. All right. What? Oh, yeah, the baseball ones, right. Okay. I feel like I'm like Liz Stoller on Saturday night when she said you get to that certain age when you can't, no matter how big the type is, you need to wear your reading glasses. Rabbi Kleiman, I have an answer for Carline, hovercraft. My daughter Emily used to say whenever we were sitting in traffic that she was going to invent the hovercraft because that was her solution. So maybe that's the solution to all things related to the car. Anyway, when I started my tenure at MLRT in March of 2021, Rabbi Kleiman alluded to the fact that social distancing and masking requirements were all the rage. And we had all of our meetings, programs, and services were still on Zoom. And I remember my very first day here, I had a meeting with the COVID committee. And that was the one of many, many, many meetings with the COVID committee. But I appreciated all of their wisdom and good counsel as we figured things out. But what a difference 3 years makes. In that time, I have learned some very interesting things about our MLRT community and about myself, and I want to share 3 of my favorites. First, you are an endlessly patient and indulgent group, as is evidenced by the space you have given me in the bulletin to write about everything, including how charitable giving is good for your health. I promise you it is. Give early and often, and you will have great health moving forward. And to the connection between MLRT events and both Sesame Street and General Hospital. Second, it is never too late to learn a new skill, like how to use a foot candle meter to prove to the neighbors that our new parking lot lights do not, in fact, violate the Lower Marion Township lighting ordinance. And finally, no matter what treats are on the Oneg table, this group, butterscotch crimpets and Cheetos, are always our fan favorites. As I get ready for my next professional adventure as the new executive director of Hope and Door, a national nonprofit based in Wayne, I want to share my deepest appreciation for including me as part of this MLRT family. To the board, to the members, to the volunteers, and to all of my colleagues, one of the best pleasures of my time here has been getting to know all of you. Simon Sinek, one of my greatest and most pleasured authors that I read about business leadership, and if you haven't read his book, What's Your Why, I highly recommend it. He has said, life is not beautiful because of the things we see or do. Life is beautiful because of the people we meet. Thank you for adding to the beauty of my life, the life of our congregation, and the life of our entire community. And thank you. Oh, so close, so close. Okay, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for your kindness, friendship, and support. We may always, always go from strength to strength, and thank you.
You want one of these? No? Oh, you can't sit down yet, I'm sorry. Apparently, Lori and I are swapping. The president of our Board of Trustees, Lori Robbins. I gave her tissues. There's a whole box.
I didn't know it was so nice. Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to read to everybody, but it's about you. Okay. Good evening, everyone. As you already heard, we are saying goodbye to the beloved Amy Krulek, who is, I'm not happy about having to say goodbye. She's been an extraordinary leader who has definitely had an impact on our organization, not just here, but the broader Jewish community. Her time here has not been nothing short of transformative, and anyone that got to meet Amy and see the work that she's done here would agree. You have had unwavering dedication to MLRT, and it's really appreciated by all of us. You have breathed new life into philanthropy here at MLRT. Your vision has definitely supported this needed change in our culture. Between grants and events, you have definitely pointed us in the right direction. Your very creative visions and innovative spirit have brought us to new heights, which inspire us to dream bigger and strive for excellence every day and every single thing that we do. Beyond your exceptional leadership, which we all know about, you have been a source of warmth and connection. You are always there to greet every single person you see with a smile that is radiant. And of course, as we already talked about, your signature snacks. I do prefer Cheetos, in case you're wondering. You know exactly how to create a welcoming environment, and you are surely the hostess with the mostest. So as you embark on your new chapter in your remarkable career, we know that you will continue to bring that wealth of energy, expertise, and enthusiasm every single place that you go. We know that the Jewish community is fortunate enough to have you as such a dedicated and visionary leader, and I am certain that you will continue to be a part of our life and the Jewish community in the area. So on behalf of the entire board, I just want to express our deepest gratitude for all of the service that you have provided here at MLRT. And while we're sad to see you go, we know that your legacy will continue to inspire us for years to come, and you know exactly where to come to see where it's going. And as you depart, we are wishing you continued success and fulfillment, and this is a thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Now I'm going to tell you what it is, because I don't think you all want to watch her open it. But because she's the best host, we decided to give you a serving platter so that you can use it at home to plate your wonderful desserts and snacks.
Cheetos will be featured if you all want to.
They were. And I thought it was Doritos that was the favorite. So King David had many attendants and soldiers who served in his court. One day he sent one of his weavers on a journey to purchase wool for his royal looms. On the way back, the weaver stopped for breakfast at an inn along the roadside. He ordered a boiled egg from a gruff, surly innkeeper. He ate his egg, but when the time came to pay for it, he realized his pockets were empty. He didn't even have the few coins necessary to pay the innkeeper for the egg, and there was no JRA. Only Amy got that. The innkeeper scolded him for not having the money. The weaver pleaded with the innkeeper and told him he would pay him back as soon as he could. With the innkeeper still muttering under his breath, the weaver mounted his mule and returned to the palace. There he was greeted by his friend, Prince Solomon, King David's son. Since the egg cost only a few coins and the inn was miles from the palace, the weaver didn't return to pay his debt until a year later, when he was on another trip to purchase materials for the royal looms. This time, he brought Prince Solomon with him on his mule. When they walked into the inn, the weaver observed that the innkeeper was as gruff and surly as ever. Filled with trepidation, he approached the unhappy man and said, "I'm here to pay you for the egg I ate here a year ago." But when the weaver put the few coins on the table, the innkeeper scowled. "What is this for? 2 measly coins?" "It's for the boiled egg," replied the weaver courteously. "Is that what you think an egg is worth?" barked the innkeeper. "If I had not sold you that egg, the egg would have hatched into a chick, and each of those chickens would have had a dozen more. I demand a sum equal to the worth of all of those chickens." The two argued until it seemed as if they would come to blows. Finally, Solomon called out, "Let us take the matter to my father, King David." When the innkeeper realized the young man with the weaver was King David's son, he quickly quieted down. They resolved to take the matter to the king. King David heard both sides of the case and said he would render a judgment the next day. But Solomon and the weaver were worried. King David clearly thought the law was on the innkeeper's side. Solomon snuck back to the weaver's cottage behind the palace to talk with him that night. The weaver was dejected as he sat at his simple wooden table and ate his nightly meal of boiled beans. "Solomon, what am I to do? I am just a weaver in the king's court. How will I ever get the money to pay the innkeeper for the nearly 150 chickens he claims I owe?" "There must be a way to convince my father that you are right. But how?" Then Solomon had a brilliant idea. "I've got it," he exclaimed. "The answer is in the boiled beans. The answer is in the boiled beans." Solomon knew each morning King David came out for a walk in his garden. So the next morning, bright and early, Solomon and the weaver went out with a steaming hot plate of boiled beans. As the king passed by, they began planting them in the ground one by one. The king stared at them in amazement and asked, "What do you think you're doing? Who ever heard of planting boiled beans? Nothing can grow from them." The weaver replied, "If it's possible to hatch a chicken from a boiled egg, then it's possible to plant crops from boiled beans." When he heard this, King David was convinced of the weaver's claim. He ruled that the poor man needed to pay the innkeeper only for the cost of a single boiled egg. The weaver smiled and told King David that the boiled beans was Solomon's idea. From that day on, King David always asked his son for advice when he had a difficult case to decide, and when he grew older, Solomon's wisdom became known the world over. Solomon's gift was not just about wisdom. It was about problem solving and understanding the heart of the matter. Not everyone possesses such abilities, and even when one does, those talents are not always put to good use. Fortunately for us, we have been blessed to have Amy Krulik as our master of problem solving, one who knows how to identify and address the critical issues and the great wisdom to bring about the most positive resolution. We can never express the depth of our gratitude for all Amy helped us accomplish in these last 3 years together. She is an army of one who not only helped lead our congregation financially and administratively, but has been a tremendous resource and partner for every facet of our community. I believe it goes without saying, but I will say it for the record, that Mainline Reformed Temple as an organization and congregation is most definitely better off for Amy's incredible leadership. This is a woman who knows how to make a difference in people's lives, and we know that her next adventure will truly embody this value she holds near and dear. And the Jewish tradition teaches us that if you've saved one life, it is as if you've saved the world. So please know, Amy, we are grateful for your time with us, and we look forward to hearing about all the lives you will impact in the most positive ways in the coming years. May you always go from strength to strength. And now, we return to our service as we turn to page 586 and rise for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחת אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונה, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר ויהיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
You may be seated. Page 595. It is hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each, whose life now ended brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. So it is that we remember those loved ones whom we have lost most recently, as we remember Virginia Crichton, David Kaiser, Benjamin Glim, Betty Millman, Richard Jaffe, Karen Gorman. We remember those we lost at this season in years past, remembering Alvin Bell, Alyssa Beister, Stella Bland, Arnold King Brenman, Fanny Brown, Max Butin, Hazel Cameron, Rose Cohen, Pasquale Cifali III, Sarah Diamond, William Diamond, Gloria Dunoff, May Fisher, Jacob Friedman, Bertha Furman, Leona Gittimer, Charles H. Greenbaum, Evelyn S. Grinspan, Philip Harris, Jules Hendler, Morris Hofflick, Herbert Hoffman, Reba Jeremias, Scott Johnston. We remember Leon Julius, Jacob Katz, Lois Kligerman, Robert Kremer, Devra Kurland, Curtis Loppheimer, Meyer Levin, Shelley Levin, Francis M. Marcus, Benna Martucci, Benjamin H.K. Miller, Gary Oler, Inez Pachter, Jane Z. Portnoy, Ellen Rose, Phyllis Rosenthal, Nelvin Rubin, Nancy Ruth Schulter, Lauren Schwartz. We remember Charlotte Broder Shapiro, Sylvia Schwartz, Samuel Sless, Isaac Izzy David Sensler, Bernard Sterling, Max Stone, Nehemiah Unger, Beth Victor, Linda Weinstein, Elaine Werschel, Jeanette Zevin. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be an eternal blessing as we turn to page 598 and rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala vizman kari vimru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tishbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the Holy Blessed One who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and all the world. And together we say, Amen. You may be seated, except for the lovely Helene Erla Cohen. Honoring Amy would not be complete without Helene reading the announcements as part of their weekly ritual.
Feels good being really tall. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you to our Rabbi Newberg, Rabbi Kleiman, Cantor Rudnick, Andy Heller, and the fabulous Sisterhood Choir joined with the mixed choir for leading us tonight in this beautiful service. Welcome, Rebecca Slavin-Phillips, our interim executive director. We are excited you are here. We are sad that this is our final Shabbat with our fearless leader, Amy Krulik. Join Cantor Rudnick tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Torah study, followed by our Shabbat morning service. Both Torah study and services will be in person and on Zoom. We hope you will join us at our Passover Festival service on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Join us next Friday evening, April 26th, when Rabbi Richard Steinbrink will lead our Shabbat services and deliver the sermon entitled From the River to the Sea. Our community Holocaust Remembrance program will be held here on May 5th at 7 o'clock. The service will include liturgy and music led by the clergy and combined choirs from the Kehillah of Lower Merion and music from our guest performer, Udi Bar David. Our Brotherhood Charity Golf outing returns on May 15th at Green Valley Country Club. This fabulous day includes breakfast, golf tournament, lunch, and prize presentations, a lot of food. May 10th will also be the date of our Sisterhood Shabbat. We look forward to seeing many of you there. You will find complete information about our upcoming programs in the bulletin, e-news, and on our website. Mazel tov to the Ehrenberg family as Charlotte becomes a bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. Again, we are grateful to you, Amy. Your leadership has been an inspiration to all of us. Your wisdom and guidance have helped shape the synagogue into the position we are today. We appreciate all of your hard work and dedication during your tenure. We wish you the best with this new opportunity and continued success. You will always have a home here at MLRT. I will say, you've been here early when I get here on Saturday morning, and no more school snow closings you have to worry about. So there you go. Anyway, wishing everybody a peaceful and happy week, and Hag Pesach Sameach, Aziz and Pesach to everyone.
And as a final blessing for tonight, a beautiful song from the choir, Blessed May You Always Be.
Baruch atah בבואך, ברוך אתה בצאתך, ברוכים הבאים בשלום. Blessed may you always be. Blessed are you in your coming in. Blessed are you in your going out. Blessed in your coming. Blessed in your leaving. Blessed may you always be. Blessed may you always be.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We very much hope you will join us for our own egg. It's not like a rainbow or something creative like Amy always does, but it is her favorite dessert, which is ice cream cake. So, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. You guys were so